This is going to be the Des Moines, probably the most popular ship on my YouTube channel. I get so many Des Moines replays because this ship is just bonkers fun. She is very much an explosive boat with really good rate of fire, decent to good maneuverability, and armor plating protection, blah, blah, blah. And of course, it's got the American piercing shells as well, that have the buffed angles and all that. So yes, she's easy to screw up, Duckman, but she's also relatively easy to have amazing games in. So really good opportunity to learn and also just to have some fun. If you are new to the game and you are looking for your first tier 10, I will say the Des Moines is not a bad choice. Thank you, JB. Thank you.
Completely agreed.
Happy Sunday to you, by the way, JB. We like replays of crappy games here. This is true. All right.
This is going to be an interesting game then, which I'll get into once we get into the game.
Yeah, let's take a look at your build Mknote. So this is Mknote you used to cover my replay. And main armaments mod 1, surveillance radar, aiming systems, propulsion mod, concealment, and then finally you did go with the unique upgrade. Okay. Now the unique upgrade is in place usually of main battery mod 3 for reload, and what the unique upgrade does is it impacts mostly your propulsion capabilities. So it helps with accelerating forward. I believe it also helps reversing too from a dead stop. It used to be much stronger, but then Wargaming nerfed it, sadly. I've had lots of games, clan battles playing with the unique upgrade. That being said, you can absolutely handle reload too in main battery and be perfectly fine with that.
See, I was fortunate to get the unique upgrade under the old system before the RP, so I got it for free.
Me too. Yep, you just had to play enough games to kind of unlock it and do enough missions. So there's a reason why you need 3K bait. Yeah, I know. Des Moines is exactly. And you can't go wrong with any American ship line to grind as your first. That's true. They're pretty good all-rounders. Your build here is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you've got propulsion on top of the enhanced propulsion, so you just zoom, which is fun to watch. For your captain, you've got Halsey. Now he's got some talents, right? If you get a double strike, you do get a bonus to your detection. Not so important in Des Moines, but it can help. The big thing is Confederate, that helps with your main battery reload, which can be very sexy. He also comes with a couple of buffed skills, Grease the Gears and Gun Feeder, both of which you've taken. You've gone with Priority Target, Adrenaline Rush, Superintendent, Survivability Expert, and Concealment Expert. That's a really good start, and I'm going to guess you're going for Radiolocation last?
No, top grade gunner.
So with Des Moines, you can do either one of these and get away with it quite well. So top grade gunner obviously helps with your main battery, which is good if you're not taking main battery mod in slot 6 here. This does help boost your reload time if you got something within your concealment. So let's say your radar or destroyer, you see it, that helps you kill that destroyer quicker. However, as a counterpoint, one thing I will mention is radiolocation helps you know which direction that destroyer is, so it can help you when it comes to trying to track it down. But both of these are good choices. If I'm playing ranked, I'm going to do radiolocation. If I'm playing randoms, I'm going to do top grade gunner. Jam, congrats on your CC container code. And then finally for flags, you got anti-air, consumables, speed, heal boosting, fire chance, ramming, HP, and fire reduction. Not a bad choice there for consumables. You could get away with dropping, I would say, the anti-air flag in favor of the fire flood chance, just because with Des Moines you spam HE so often, getting that extra 0.5% fire chance can really come in handy. Otherwise, everything else makes perfect sense. Okay. Oof.
So I want to say that this battle is painful for me to submit and have people watch. This is one of those battles that I look back on and it's one of those that I've got to remember, and not in a good way.
Okay.
I play this game very, very well until I don't.
Until you don't. And that's the problem with Des Moines is it's very easy to not play well, and just that one time is enough to get you wrecked. So, this is our ranked battle. So I guess this is what, Silver League?
Silver, yes.
Okay. And why don't you talk me through your thinking for early deployment as well as the lineup here?
So my early thinking here is, okay, I probably want to go to, I initially think C cap, but then I'm like, no, I'll go to the contest cap because that's where my radar is more useful. Plus, that's the side I spawn on.
Okay.
I agree with you there. I note that they have two radars in the form of the enemy Des Moines and the Svea.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple ways that you can play the boat based off of this lineup. I'd be very scared of the Libertad, very scared of the Ohio because he can overmatch your bow. Croatian can overmatch your bow too, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a scary thought. And the reason I'm bringing that up...
Go ahead.
The reason I bring that up is because you got to be very careful not to play the bow on game where you're just like, you know, spamming and spotted the whole time.
Well, the thing that is really scaring me right now is my team's deployment.
Yep. So one of the struggles, and I'll note you didn't communicate it all in chat, and you yourself started going towards CCAP. So, oh my God. So I have an issue with that. The other issue I have is what just happened in chat right there. Now, this is something that you can absolutely report for terms of service violation because the Libertad is actually helping the enemy team. Don't know why, but okay. But yeah, early on, you could have said something to your team like, I'm going to go A, I need one person to come with me.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I have, after this game, I have started doing that pretty much religiously because of this game.
Yeah. Now, I will mention, too, I don't like your initial positioning right here. This is a traditional open position for a Des Moines, sure. But the problem is that you don't really have an escape route. It would take you more time to get into the position, but I think you might be better sorted in a kite away position, either that way or flipped from where you are. Because that allows you to run away.
Yeah, if, what is that? Is that the Ohio that's here?
Yes, yeah, he's coming your way.
Yeah, he could just rush me.
He can. He just walk right into you. And at least if you were facing the other direction, you could just YOLO charge him if you needed to. DM takes forever to back up. Well, he's got the unique upgrade, so that will help a little bit. Wow, I just pulled out a piece of Stevie's fur from this shirt.
Huh.
2 years old. That tells you how long, I guess I need to wash this sometime. Oh well. Teamwork, who knew, right? Honestly, when I see secondary battleships like this, a lot of times, they actually succeed if they ball up because there's so many secondaries, it just overwhelms the enemy. But if you look at it, the two Libertads are deciding that they don't want to play secondary battleship. Instead, they want to play far away, which is really frustrating to see, by the way. I have too many clothes. Yes,
well,
I do.
It's nice to see on the enemy team. It's less nice to see on your own team.
Right. Okay, so the enemy team went for a 3-3 deployment.
Yeah. So I don't know what to do here because I'm over here all of my Jack Jones.
So you've got a couple of options. One is I wouldn't keep backing up. If you keep backing up, you are showing a decent amount of side. A battleship coming around the corner can just blap you. Okay, Libertad moved. I wouldn't shoot here, but okay. Des Moines going to detect you, so Libertad's going to open up with the secondaries. Alshaska, hello. Okay, where are those torpedoes coming from? They're coming through the center again. This is your opportunity to just W forward, but you don't know where the Ohio is. And since you opened up with your guns, the Ohio
knows where I am.
Knows where you are. Now, you're lucky, because for whatever reason, they decided to just take A and run away. I was expecting the Ohio to be here. right, in the A cap. If he's in the A cap, you're screwed. But he's not,
Yeah,
so you can just walk in.
If he was in the A cap, I probably turn around here and go south.
Mm-hmm.
That was my plan anyway, and that's what that radar was for. That radar was to figure out where the Ohio was, and to a lesser extent where the Shimma was.
Yep, absolutely. And you're absolutely correct as well, Hujam. Libertads and at lower tier secondary, I find that they usually won't push forward unless there's a whole lot of allies in front of them for God knows why. Even then, sometimes they don't push forward. I mean, the Laffy's all the way up here, and they're still, like, afraid to push. Oh well. Rip your Schlieffen, by the way.
At least my Libertad is going somewhat the right direction now.
But it's too late. By the time he decides to start advancing, he's giving broadside to Ohio Libertad himself. So that's his problem. What's up, Panoramics? Get the cap first.
Enemy cruiser sighted.
Using the ability to shoot around corners.
Now you got a couple of choices here. One choice is to go straight through the channel and basically give chase. What's up, Morkbork? The other option is to go north here and get in the backfield. Personally, I would go up north.
Those are both good options. Basically, I'm going to be weighed by options right now. I mean, right now, I know that the Ohio, pretty much everyone is looking elsewhere, so I feel fine opening up here, especially because I'm coming to a stop. If people start targeting me, my build means that I can get behind the island pretty quick.
Yep, I'd forget about the Libertad and shoot the Ohio. Yeah, we just started Panoramics, but we're having fun. It's our first replay for the day. There's a shout out for Panoramics. So, the reason I don't like you sitting here is because the enemy team isn't afraid of you, right? You don't provide them with any real threat. You're just going to sit there and farm. And that's why I think...
That's why I'm coming out now.
Sure. That's why I think if you went north, you could clobber the Svea, for example, who's not expecting you, right? And your radar defeats his smoke and all that kind of stuff. And then you can get behind. And if you can get behind, then the enemy team kind of has to deal with you. Perfect timing indeedy.
And to be fair, that is actually kind of my idea here to do that. I'm not going north to do that. I'm taking the more direct route because it's riskier, but I also am kind of looking at this and I'm thinking, well, right now my team is doing okay. We're up on caps and ships. Well, okay, now we're not.
Yeah.
But based on how they've been playing, I think that time is kind of importance here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a Libertad that's on the 10 line. Like, he literally can't get any farther away from the action. Libertad is quite low, so I might go for the Libertad, or I still like the idea of going after the Svea to the north. He just popped his smoke, so you going north gives you the opportunity to completely remove the Svea of that ability. And your AP will clobber him too.
So here's the thing. I'm not certain that that's Svea smoke. That might be Shimma smoke.
Well, if it's Shima smoke, then guess what? You clobber the Shima too. I mean, like, you know?
But I am having the same thought, although I do catch the island a bit there.
The important thing is, will the Des Moines spot you as you move up? Yes. He beached himself. Interesting. Now, because the Des Moines spotted you, I would forget about going north, because now this Svea, and if the Shimakaze's up there and he's your concern, those are both things that you don't want to deal with. You're far better suited focusing out the Des Moines from this part of the island because you know the Svea is probably up here and can't do anything about you. If you go to the north, what you're doing is you're allowing a 1v1 between the Libertad and the Des Moines, and you're taking a possible 1v2 up here. Instead, stay down here, take the 2v1 together, get the Des Moines out. That gives the Laffy time to come up and help too.
Your thoughts are definitely proving prescient.
Mm-hmm.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
All right, well, you went north. There's some torpedoes. I would definitely put Hydro up now. They see you. They know you're coming.
Rack of 4, and those were pretty fast. So those
That's
are probably
Sveatorps.
Sveatorps.
Those are Sveatorps. I would absolutely radar back now.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
It's very appropriate music, yes.
The ship is on fire.
Okay, now you're changing targets. I don't like this. If you're gonna do this, you should be healing too. You're gonna get to max heal in a sec. There you go. When you know you're taking damage like this, you're better suited taking using the heal as early as possible. Also, you might as well swing a little bit more and get your rear turret in.
The ship is on fire.
Okay, well at least you got the kill.
Tree is in sight.
And now it's just you. Now see, you leaving the Des Moines alone allowed him to go and kill the Laffy.
Yeah.
Yep. So now you have to deal with you versus the two boats. I would DCP that. Why are you letting the flood stick?
Tree is in sight.
You should be DCPing that. You're already at max heal.
I was looking at my consumables and I'm like, oh, of course, my DCP is on cooldown.
But it's not.
I didn't say that it was a good observation. I said it was an observation.
Okay. Well, if he's concerned about the next rack of torps, yeah, but I don't know. I mean, the flood chance on the Sveatorps are quite low anyways. I would go straight into the B cap here. And I would turn northward in case the Des Moines comes after you. You can kite away from the Des Moines and try to clobber the Svea. That's really your only chance here.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
I mean, it's a good chance because we're ahead on caps. And the Des Moines is going to be giving chase to me, so yeah.
Yeah, but you're kind of just sitting here. So, like, you're giving the enemy team all the time in the world to relocate. Yeah, that's true, Cthulhu.
And here's where this is hard to watch.
Well, you know he's coming. And personal opinion, if I see the Des Moines here, I might go forward instead and play Ring Around the Island with the Des Moines.
Yeah, that's exactly what I should be doing. I do that and I win the game.
Yep.
But I'm like, well, I have twice his health and, well, a little less now that he's healing. And he looks to be kind of broadside, so this should be an easy fight.
No. Remember, your rear citadel is flat, so you can be citadeled through the... Yep, just like that. And look, he's got Halsey. Oh. Oh, the pain. All right. Well, we got our first death pick of the day, and it's our first replay, so that's off to a good start. There we go. Hey, Skywell. 8-inch butt sex, indeed. Yes. Unlucky.
I see. And here's the thing. Like, I am so used to being like, okay, I'm perfectly well angled to him. I'm at like, what, 70, 80 degree angle? He's not going to do any damage to me. And then suddenly I take like 10, 15K in one salvo and I have no idea what's going on. Because remembering like the shape of the ship and how that affects stuff is a second order thing that a lot of people don't talk about. You know, people say, angle your ship. So I angled my ship. But it's not just the ship. You have to angle specific sides. And that's a lot to take into account.
I want you to go back after this replay is done and revisit that engagement because you actually weren't angled. You straightened out. You gave him that flat rear because you were running away from him and the island forced you to go straight. So one of the problems with the Des Moines is, and that engagement is you weren't able to control that engagement at all because the island was right there. You were so close to it. That's what really screwed you. If the island wasn't there, you'd be able to turn more appropriately to deal with him. The other thing I want to mention, Mknote, real quick, is I don't think the unique upgrade is working for you. I think you'd be far better off running reload mod.
Why do you say that?
Because in the engagements that you had, I felt like you didn't have enough DPM to really make the impact because most of the time you only used your front turrets. Even when you had the opportunity to swing and use your rear against the Shimakaze, you didn't choose to do that. So if you're not going to do that, in my opinion, you'd be far better off using the reload module to buff your front gun so that they fire more quickly. I think that would be far better for you.
What I'm just looking at, I mean, you were talking about controlling the engagement. The thing is that I did control the engagement in that I had no reason to take that engagement at all. I play Ring Around the Rosie, and the Sphe is not going to do enough damage to kill me, and we win in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, the render tool is not working, so I'm just going to fast forward to that part I'm talking about here. But generally speaking, the thing about Des Moines with the unique upgrade is not so much the ability to like, kind of see like right there, for example, you don't have the ability to like have a big impact on the game as much as dodge incoming fire and torpedoes by, you know, scooting like crazy. But I'm not seeing you do that at all in this game, really. You're playing a very typical, cautious game, get to a position, and then fire your guns a lot. So in that, like even here, for example, getting 1 or 2 more salvos in on this Des Moines could have proved decisive. Could, who knows? I don't know what his heels were like and all that. But, you know, even right here, you're bow in, you're stopping, you're not really using the unique upgrade for all of its value, in my opinion. So I think you're better off just going reload. Okay, watch.
I think, though, that the better thing to do would be learn how to play with the unique upgrade and use it to its advantages.
I mean, you can do that too, but I'm just saying, like, you're leaving a lot of damage on the table because you're just sitting there and camping one spot. Okay, take a look right here. This is not angled. Right? I mean, look, his line, your line. Right? Like, that can pen.
Really?
Yeah.
That can pen?
Yeah. Remember, he's got American piercing shells. They have better pen angles than standard AP. But look, you straightened out even more. Hey, SF. Now you're almost flat, giving him complete flat right up the butt. Bam. Oh, well, right up the butt.
Well, that's kind of what I am meaning when I say that I'm angling like the line of my ship, not my actual armor, because that's kind of how it was taught to me. Was okay, look at kind of like the line your ship is making, look at the line that the enemy ship is making, that's your angle. So that's what I focus on. That's like how I learned it from everyone I watched on YouTube and whatnot. And
Okay.
so, the second order thing of actually looking at specific sections of your armor and realizing that's the angle that matters and how to do that, that is really difficult for me.
Right. And so, if you trace and I can't draw anymore, but if you trace the hull of the ship around, you've got that flat piece, you got to make sure that is not showing, enough flatness for pens or Citadel pens. And as far as your side armor, sure. But yeah, I mean, and that's why I was saying the island screwed you here, because if you were able to continue turning to the right, you could properly angle. But because the island was there, you're forced to go forward. So right. I want to highlight one thing that Hujam says right here. The unique upgrade requires more aggressive play and baiting a lot of shots. You didn't do either of those. So if you want to change your play style to do that, you're talking about completely reprogramming yourself. That's why I was saying, if I were you, I would drop the unique upgrade and I'd put the reload on and just play the game. You could even do range. The way that you were playing, the range gives you a lot more flexibility too. I would go for either one of those.
I am using the same angle mod that Zath is using, but that's the mod that was showing me, according to that, I was well angled. But that's because that's doing kind of what Dutchman is saying. That's looking at like the angle that your keel is giving you, not the armor, which was the actual important part. So actually, that angle mod kind of screwed me over here.
Well, the other thing to think about is way back when you were back here and he was coming around, of course you were angled to him because he's coming around the island. But as soon as he makes it around the island, you can't angle to him because the island is here.
Right.
So that whole angling concept is null as soon as engagement happens. You're basically looking at it saying, ha, I'm angled, and not taking into consideration that in just 3 seconds, that's going to change. So,
yeah. And Duckman is completely also right about that, in that sitting still there is what screwed me over.
Sure.
And I realized that basically 5 seconds after the battle ended.
But the way that you're playing, you're very accustomed to the sitting still play style. So take advantage of that. Use it. And that's why I think either of the two other slot 6 modules is going to be better suited for you. And if you do go top grade gunner, that helps even more so with the reload module too.
That is a good point. I've never really played DM with reload because I have Salem, and I'm like, if I want to play a DM with reload, I'll just play Salem. But
that
isn't a bad idea, because Salem does come with its own downsides.
Correct.
So
correct.
Yeah, I think going forward I might switch that out and try it with reload, because if what they were saying about it required a more aggressive play style, I'm not a very aggressive person.
Exactly. So, and that's why I'm saying, like, when you made that comment, I'm going to change to, for them, don't do that. And in my opinion, the module is best used in cases when you can try to bait enemy fire in places. So you are actually spotted and backing and forward and back and forward, and you're trying to get people to shoot at you, a la clan battles. It doesn't so much work in ranked. So yeah, I would just think less and win more. Just,
spotter played plus rage.
There you go. Oh, goodness. Awesomeness. I'll answer your question in just a moment, but Mknote, thanks for sending the replay. And any other questions, or are you good at this point?
I'm good at this point. It's just, I think that it's a good key to understand a lot of aspects. I think I made good plays there, but at the end there were multiple ways that I just screwed that up, and I threw this game.
You can take, you can say that you threw it, but it's not just you. Don't forget that there were 5 other teammates who also were involved in the throwing, including one that even told the enemy team, hey, A is wide open, go get it. So, like...
But even with all that, I still almost won it.
You almost won it. You saved your star, but I want to highlight this Des Moines and look at how much base XP that Des Moines got.
Yeah,
You had the perfect opportunity to hammer him down.
I'll also highlight, look what clan he's in.
Sure.
Yeah, he's a above average player, to put it mildly.
So when you had that opportunity to shoot him up the butt and kill him, why not take that? You know he's an above average player. You know he's going to be good in that boat. Get him out.
And one of the ironies here, I stopped playing Matchmaker Monitor after that Rigolo replay we covered.
Yeah.
If I'd had that running here, I probably would have seen that he was a very good player, and that would have affected my choices. I probably would not have taken that engagement because I would have been like, he's a good player. He probably knows something I don't. I'm just going to not fight him.
Okay, but I mean, the point is you don't even need, you even said the clan tag. So you don't even need Matchmaking Monitor. You know this guy's probably going to be good.
Yeah, but I only noticed that after the battle, of course. So
okay, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. I just wanted to bring that up because it was a bit of, I thought it was a bit ironic. But I still think that not using Matchmaker Monitor is overall a net positive.
I think it's a net positive too. So, you know, just focus on your game and looking for opportunities. If this guy was a crappy player, you still should have shot him up the butt and killed him. You know, you had the opportunity. It doesn't matter how skilled he is. He beached, and you had the perfect opportunity there and didn't take it. So that's why I think, you know, give the reload a try, see how it works. The nice thing is it's only after the doubloon demount cost for the unique upgrade. It's only credits you're losing to swap it around, so you can try it and see what's up with it.
Oh, really? Really? I didn't know that they did that. That's good.
Did what?
That's good. That you don't have to use doubloons to demount unique upgrade.
No, you do. That's what I said. After the doubloon demount, for that, if you decide you want to go back to it, you're only in the whole credits after that initial demount. That's all.
Got it.
So yeah, play around with it, see.